Hello and welcome to Football Daily, where today we're going through the top 10 shocking ratings in FIFA 17. 10. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 90 overall. Before everyone gets pissed off, there is no doubt that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a world-class footballer. But to rank him as the best outfield player in the Premier League surely can't be justified in a country which contains the likes of Sergio Aguero and Eden Hazard. Zlatan was absolutely absurd in Ligue 1 last season, netting an average of 1.34 goals a game. But considering that PSG won the league by 31 points with a goal difference of 82, it's safe to say the standard wasn't particularly high. Compare that to Aguero's 0.91 goals per 90 minutes in a much more competitive Premier League, and it's hard to see why Sergio is lower rated. But Ibrahimovic has started brightly at United, scoring 4 goals in his first 5 league games, and if he keeps that up, there'll be no doubts over his rating anymore. 9. Sergio Ramos, 89 overall. Sergio Ramos is also undeniably one of the best players in his position, but being the second highest rated defender in FIFA ahead of the likes of Bonucci and Godin is questionable to say the least. We're not saying that the Madrid captain is far inferior to the aforementioned players, but despite Ramos being a good tackler of the ball, he concedes more fouls per game than Bonucci, Chiellini and Godin, as well as averaging 0.42 yellow cards every game for bad tackles. There wouldn't have been much outrage if Ramos was the same rating as the 3 centre-halves already mentioned, as Sergio Ramos also adds a goal threat that no other defender can match. But as he's in the team for his defensive ability, that's what he has to be judged on. 8. Mathieu Debuchy, 80 overall. Poor Mathieu Debuchy. The fullback started off well on his move to Arsenal 2 seasons ago, but a couple of injuries meant he lost his place to Hector Bellerin, and he's been an outcast ever since. Somehow the Frenchman has managed to cling on to his 80 rating despite only playing 31 times in the last 2 seasons, including a brief loan spell to Bordeaux in order to find some playing time. There seems to be no way back for Debuchy now that Bellerin has established himself as one of the best young fullbacks around, but the most staggering thing is that Debuchy is somehow still more highly rated than the Catalan, who is a 79 overall. Shocking stuff from EA. 7. William Carvalho, 84 overall. William Carvalho started every game bar the semi-final in Portugal's Euro 2016 triumph, where he quietly anchored the midfield in front of Portugal's solid defence, completing 89% of his passes and dictating play from deep. The issue isn't necessarily a criticism of the Portuguese though, it's more about how EA ranked the defensive midfielder alongside the other players in his league, as William is the joint highest rated in the Liga NOS alongside the consistent goalscorer Jonas. Jonas in his first 2 seasons netted 67 goals in 83 games and has since cemented his place as the league's best player. So some Benfica fans might feel aggrieved that their rivals unfairly have a player with the same rating as Jonas, especially when the defensive midfielder was linked with West Brom in the summer. 6. Jordi Alba, 86 overall. Barcelona fullback Jordi Alba finds himself with an 86 overall this year, after a decent season for the Blaugrana, yet having a torrid time with Spain at Euro 2016. All fullbacks were given an overall boost due to the new algorithm EA has implemented, but Jordi Alba ranks alongside David Alaba and Marcelo as one of the 3 best left-backs in the game. Alba's defensive flaws are covered up by Barca's pure dominance of the ball at club level, but it's a different story on the international stage in a different system. Alba won only 26% of his duels in France, winning 0.26 tackles and only 0.77 interceptions a game. A truly abysmal assortment of stats, which of course isn't a whole reflection of his ability as a player, but perhaps a more reasonable 84 rating would have been better suited to the Barca left-back. 5. Jesse Lingard, 77 overall. The prolific dabber from Warrington finally made his breakthrough in the United side in 15-16, making 40 appearances after spending 3 years on loan to numerous championship sides. Lingard also scored 6 goals in all competitions under Louis van Gaal, with the most memorable coming in the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace, replicating his performance at Wembley 3 months later against Leicester in the Community Shield match, with a great solo goal. His performances got him a 6-point upgrade, giving him a 77 rating overall. But when you consider breakthrough stars Ousmane Dembele and teammate Marcus Rashford are rated 77 and 76 respectively, Jesse Lingard's rating seems to become a little bit dubious. 4. Shinji Okazaki, 77 overall. An unsung hero in Leicester's fairy tale Premier League victory last year, Shinji Okazaki seemed nailed on for an upgrade after his work in the shadows, allowing Vardy to flourish up top. But it seems EA had other ideas, actually downgrading the Japanese striker instead. Okazaki might not have got a plethora of goals and assists like Vardy and Mahrez, but Shinji covered the highest average distance per game for Leicester last season, with an average of 11 kilometres per 90 minutes. It's that intense work rate and determination that fueled Leicester's league campaign, and though he is not an automatic first choice anymore due to Slimani's arrival, a downgrade is an injustice to Okazaki's season. 3. Mauro Icardi, 82 overall. 23-year-old Icardi is already Inter's captain and talisman, who hopes to lead the Nerazzurri back into the glory days. The side finished 4th last year and 24 points behind leaders Juventus, but Icardi finished with a respectable 16 goals in a team that was bereft of creativity. Now Inter have added the likes of Banega and João Mario, Icardi has started the 16-17 season with a bang, scoring 4 goals in his first 4 Serie A games. The Argentine did get an upgrade from FIFA 16, but is still a reasonably average 82 overall. Considering this is the same rating as the likes of David Villa, Mario Gomez and André Pierre Gignac, who, with all due respect, are starting to show their age. Fans of the Nerazzurri might be left with a sour taste in their mouths. 2. N'Golo Kante, 81 overall. It's a shame that players who are the engines of their teams are underappreciated by EA, with N'Golo Kante's rating in FIFA 17 a reflection of that mindset, as he was given a very low 81 overall. Arguably Leicester's best and most important player in 15-16, the ball seemed to be magnetised to his feet as soon as he attempted a tackle. The 5'6" Frenchman won 3.72 tackles a game and averaged 4.64 interceptions per 90 minutes, beating the likes of Coquelin, Dyer and Matic in both categories. The rating becomes even worse when you consider other Premier League midfielders who have a higher rating, including Yaya Toure, Bastian Schweinsteiger and astonishingly Jack Wilshere, who actually managed to get an upgrade despite only playing 141 minutes in 15-16. 1. Arjen Robben, 87 overall. Probably the highest profile downgrade in this year's edition of FIFA, Arjen Robben was in the top 5 players at the start of FIFA 16 with a 90 overall rating. Now he's slumped down to an 87, ranking alongside Ivan Rakitic and Alexis Sanchez. A downgrade was fair enough considering he missed 31 games due to injury last season, but the massive hit to his pace is what has got the FIFA community enraged, going from 92 to 86. Bayern fans in particular felt it was unnecessary, as whenever he played, he was still one of the quickest on the pitch. Thankfully, his stats are still quality in game, and 86 is still more than enough pace to have on the wing. But unfortunately, the Dutchman won't be as effective as perhaps he should have been.
So those were our top 10 most shocking FIFA ratings, but did you agree with them, and whose rating is a disgrace? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out some of our other ones, and as ever guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.